Hello world! Today I've got for you makeup do's and don'ts over the age of 40, and stick around to the end for some information on an awesome monthly giveaway. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I've got for you do's and don'ts for makeup over the age of 40. Now, I'm 41 years old. I can say that for about 2 more months, and recently I have been enjoying videos by a group of ladies on Facebook called MAB, Middle Aged Beauties, and they are responsible for this awesome 12 months of beauty giveaway that I will tell you more about at the end of this video. So hang around and stick around for that. When I started this channel, part of the reason I wanted to do this was because I was finding it very hard to locate YouTubers in the beauty market that were over the age of 40. A lot of the popular YouTubers are in their 20s and they do gorgeous, unbelievable makeup tutorials, and I have found all of that to be incredibly helpful. But what doesn't help me is that a lot of the products that are promoted by younger people with perfect, flawless skin don't work for me anymore. They might have worked for me 20 years ago, but they don't work for me now. And I was on the hunt for channels that had people like me who aren't ready to throw in the towel and just, wear beige every single day, but want to enjoy makeup and have fun using makeup as a form of self-expression, but in the process deal with some of the issues that you have when you reach and approach and exceed the age of 40. Things like fine lines and wrinkles and textured skin and enlarged pores and varying levels of dryness in the skin. As we get older, our skin tends to get more dry. Flaking and dry patches and age spots and hyperpigmentation and color discoloration and uneven skin tone and all of these things that are really challenging. And as you start getting older and you start running into some of these things, you find that a lot of the old products you used to rely on don't work anymore. And in some cases where you didn't need any kind of product, now you need to address an issue with some kind of new product in your routine. So I had a hard time finding many people that were YouTubing at my age, so I decided to join the fray. And I'm very happy that I have been finding lots of people who have joined the fray with that same thought in mind of trying to share the challenges, the joys, the successes of being into makeup and beauty at and over the age of 40. So what I've got for you today are some do's and don'ts for your makeup routine for those of us 40 plus. Now, I'm going to start with the don'ts. And the first and only don't is don't listen to any of the crap that says you can't wear bright colors, or you can't wear glitter, or you can't do anything trendy anymore, because that's a bunch of hogwash. I am here to tell you, you can do whatever you want and whatever makes you feel good. And if that means wearing bright colors, wear those bright colors. And if that means wearing glitter, wear that glitter. But there are ways that we can pull off these things for young people in ways that are still going to flatter our over 40 skin and our over 40 faces, and it can be done. So I'm going to share with you some of the techniques and tips that I use to pull off glitter over 40. Now, I would be lying if I said that things don't have to change. Things are changing. They're changing faster than I like to acknowledge sometimes, but my skin's changing, my face is changing, shapes, textures, things are changing. But there are ways that we can address these changes without giving up the things that we love. So that's kind of the message here. Do what makes you feel good. Now, with some of these changes that are happening, you might not feel good because you don't know how to address those issues. Let's use our age to our advantage and be our very best selves. So do number 1 is do even out your complexion with foundation or a tinted moisturizer, something like that. Now, I am one of those people that up until the age of 35 or so, I didn't wear anything on my face. I didn't use foundation except for once or twice a year, special occasions I would wear foundation. I didn't need to. My skin was really good. I've been very lucky, and I had really good skin through most of my young adult life. And today, I've got issues such as hyperpigmentation, and that is the number 1 thing that drives me nuts about my bare face today. I have a lot of sun damage on this side of my face, which is the driving side of my face. So I previously in my former life had a 10-year commute to and from work of an hour each way. I did not wear sunscreen every day, and as a result, I have a lot of sun damage. It looks like renegade freckles that just won't go away along my jawline, and some on my cheek, and some on the back of my cheek, so the sort of raised areas of my face. I don't have it on this side of my face nearly as bad, but that's something I have to deal with now. So my skin tone is very uneven. I have freckles in the summertime, but year-round I've got this issue of these sunspots and hyperpigmentation. So I found that I feel a lot better about how my face looks if I take the extra step and even my complexion out with foundation. Now, that change in and of itself took a long time for me because finding foundations that I like was very hard. And I'm still at a point where I'm always going to be searching for that holy grail foundation. But I have found several, I will say, that I really like. And these are just my personal favorites. It's one of those things where you are going to have to try them yourself to find the ones that work for you. But my favorites on the drugstore end of the spectrum, I've got 2. The Revlon ColorStay foundation. They actually don't call it foundation, it just says ColorStay makeup. This is the version for normal to dry skin. I have dry skin, and I really like this. It does wear very well. It's a pretty good match for my skin tone. It's not too heavy. It doesn't settle into fine lines much. Both of the drugstore options I have will, by the end of the day, start settling into my creases in my forehead and my smile lines just a little bit, but they're not too bad. So the Revlon ColorStay is my first drugstore choice, and my second drugstore choice is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And I like this one a little better because it comes in a pump, and I find that to be more hygienic. I'm not a huge fan of luminous, dewy style foundations. However, when you have dry skin, it is really hard to find a matte looking foundation that doesn't cling to dry patches and doesn't dry you out by the end of the day and feel all itchy. So those are my drugstore picks. My 2 current favorite higher end foundations. My holy grail right now, and it's almost perfect. It does settle into lines a little bit by the end of the day, but everything else about it is wonderful, is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. This is a little bit light for me in the summertime. I have not yet gotten around to getting a darker shade for the summer, but this stuff is great. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have a video review of it. I will link it down below. And my other current favorite is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And this is in the shade Porcelain. I also love this foundation. This is what I'm wearing today. I find that it has really good coverage. It's very blendable. It's very comfortable. It never gets itchy. It doesn't dry me out. It doesn't settle into fine lines. Gives really nice smoothing effect. I love it. So if you've got any sort of discoloration, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, age spots, anything like that, foundation is your friend. It's really going to help even out your skin tone. It will be worth the effort to find a foundation that works with your skin tone and your skin type, because I just feel so much better about how I look when my skin looks even in tone. Along those same lines, my next do is do color correct. So as we get older, we tend to have more issues with redness, things like broken capillaries that look red on the skin, dark circles under the eyes. As our skin ages, it starts to get thinner and we can sort of have a dull complexion, and we can have thinner under eye area, which can make dark circles look more prominent. So you do want to color correct for any kind of issues that you've got. Now, the two primary issues that I deal with are super dark circles under my eyes, which has been true my whole life. And recently I've been dealing with redness primarily in the form of broken capillaries, tiny little broken capillaries near the surface, one by my nose, I've got one by my cheek. Redness, I'm having issues, and around my nose down here I get red, and it bothers me. I don't like it. So you can use products that will counteract those colors that you don't want to see. So first up, for dark circles, I've got two different things that I like to use. If I'm feeling a little bit puffy in the morning under my eyes, this Origins GinZing is a cream that is a sort of a peach tone in color. And if you looked on the color wheel, orange is opposite of blue, so orange is going to counteract blue. Now, of course, this is blue. My under eyes aren't quite that blue. So a peachy tone is going to counteract the bluish purple that is under your eyes. So I really like the Origins cream. It gives a little bit of a lifting sensation, a cooling sensation, a wake up kind of a sensation, and it's got a little bit of counteraction for the dark circles. You can also go straight in for color correction. I have the YSL Touche Clot. I'm probably saying it wrong. This is a peach colored color correcting pen that you can use under your eyes, and I'll swatch it here. You can see that it comes out in a sort of liquidy, but it is a definite peach color. It's a little thinner than your typical concealer type consistency, and so you put that only on the areas where you've got the purple or the dark circles. You don't use it like you would a highlighting concealer, but you put it over the purple and blend it in, and that will help to counteract your dark circles. For redness, if you check out the color wheel and go to the opposite side, green is going to be the color you want to counteract redness. And this is the Magic Anti-Redness Correcting Primer from L'Oreal. I'm not going to say it's my favorite thing in the world. I have not tried very many green color correctors, so I'm sure there are better ones out there. The one I've had my eye on and just haven't purchased yet is from Urban Decay. But this is just a cream, and it is definitely green. And you would blend this in to any area on your face where you felt that you had redness that needed to be counteracted. And you would do all of this correction with the green before you put your foundation on. The under eye correction you can do before or after your foundation, depending what your preference is. I usually do it whenever I do my concealer. That's when I do my under eye circle corrections. The exception would be the Origins cream, which I would say do at the end of your skincare routine before you get into makeup. My next do when dealing with makeup over 40 is do invest in some good primers. And I believe this to be true both for face primers for your foundation and eyeshadow primers for your eyes. Let me explain. So part of the problem with makeup over 40 and wearing foundation is that we don't have a perfectly smooth blank canvas to work with. We've got a colorful mishmash going on, which we can fix with color correction. And we've also tend to have texture. And that can be in the form of dry skin, it can be in the form of wrinkles, it can be in the form of bumps and crevices and lines and all kinds of things that create texture. What face primer can do is help to smooth out your skin so that the texture vanishes or is masked and you cannot see it anymore. Now, some primers are just meant to be moisturizing and make your skin feel good. Other primers are meant to extend the wear of your makeup. And some primers do both. And of course, the do both are my favorite, but do what works for you. So if you have an issue like dry skin, you're going to want to use a primer that works really well at moisturizing. If you have texture issues, large pores, you're going to want to use a primer that works really well with large pores, for example. So I've got very dry skin, and most of the primers that I tend to like are made for dry skin. I've tried just about all of the drugstore primers out there, and I have to say there is only one that I really like, and that is from NYX. It is the Hydra Touch primer, and this is a very moisturizing, hydrating primer. It does help extend the wear of makeup, and it's very hydrating. It's quite good. I like the NYX. It also smells really nice. The other primers that I find as my favorites are not drugstore prices, but I'm going to share them with you because they're awesome. One of my new favorites is from IT Cosmetics. It's the number 50 Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. And I don't really know how much this extends the wear of my makeup, but by the end of the day, my face still looks so good that I don't know if it is chemically extending the wear of my makeup or it is just chemically making my face so beautiful that the makeup stays pretty. I don't know. But either way, it is one that I really enjoy. If you have a lot of texture issues on your skin, you may find that looking for primers that have dimethicone in them will help with smoothing out that texture. Some people don't like that sort of silicone-y feel of those kinds of primers. Try it. I happen to like it. I think they feel really nice and smooth, and they do make a really nice smooth base for makeup. But that may be a tip that can help you find one that's going to help with texture. Another one that I like that's not necessarily made for dry skin, I only have samples of it, but I have so many samples of it that I don't need to buy it anytime soon, is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. It feels really nice on the skin. It does definitely help to extend the wear of makeup, and it does not dry my face out, so I really like that one. If you have really dry skin, on my worst dry skin days, I will use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. Now, if you have oily skin, you might not want to use an oil-based primer, but I find that this really moisturizes on those days when I'm having a whole lot of trouble with my dry skin, and it does extend the wear of my makeup, and I really like that. My last favorite primer is for the large pore crowd. So I have enlarged pores around my cheeks and in my top of my forehead, on my nose, and on my chin. So essentially my T-zone with my cheeks involved. And my favorite, I call this Photoshop for your face. It's the POREfessional Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores. This is from Benefit. I love this stuff. I actually use this in conjunction with my other primers. So I will use my other primer all over my face, and this stuff I will just press in little tiny dabs of it into those areas where I've got some enlarged pores, and it just makes them vanish. They disappear. This stuff is awesome. Next up, eye primers. I have always needed to wear eyeshadow primer ever since they've existed because I have hooded lids, and my problem is that if I don't wear primer, any shadow or eyeliner that I wear transfers up onto the hoods of my eyelids and looks horrible. So I need primer to help prevent that transfer of my eye makeup up where it doesn't belong. Now, if you're finding that you're starting to get hooded or droopy lids as you get older, primer can help you to prevent that transfer of your makeup so that your makeup stays put where you put it. It also has the benefit of making your shadows look more vibrant and making them stay longer. So it's really good all around. I'm a big fan of eyeshadow primer, and I have several that I like. In the drugstore variety, my two favorites are the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Smooth. I did a video on this early on in my YouTube days back in February, March, comparing this to the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I think the Blur and Smooth version of this Master Primer is a total dupe for Urban Decay's Primer Potion. I really like it. I still like it to this day. I still believe it is a total dupe. And the other drugstore version that I really like is from Wet n Wild. It is the Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. And I have not done a video on it, but I do believe that this is a perfect dupe for the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. Now, I love the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I love the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, so I use them both, but these are drugstore equivalents that will work just as well in my experience anyway. Another thing that can help when it comes to your eyes, this is another do, and it's not really a makeup technique, but do make sure that you moisturize under your eyes and any place where you happen to have dry skin. Now, even if you have oily skin, your under eye area might still be dry and require some hydration. And for that reason, I would say pay attention. If you have trouble with creasing under your eyes or crepey texture under your eyes, you might just need a little bit of moisturization down there. And two products that I like to use under makeup, these both work really well under makeup. One is from Sabbatical Beauty, an independent Korean-inspired beauty line, and it's called Eye Gel Oil. It's an anti-aging eye gel, and it's semi-solid in the container, but when you dip into it and rub it on your hands, it sort of warms and melts. And I use a teeny tiny bit of that under my eyes to moisturize before I put on my makeup. Or my other favorite is the Clinique Moisture Surge, and this is their Extended Thirst Relief Gel Cream. And this just has a beautiful texture for the under eye area. Again, I've had this for probably 6 months, and that's all that's gone out of it. You use the tiniest bit. This you could actually use on your whole face, but I find that it just feels so good under the eyes, and it wears really nicely under makeup. So those are my two favorites for moisturizing under the eyes when I'm wearing makeup. If you check out my 6-part skincare series, I go into what I use for moisturizing under the eyes at nighttime, but that's a whole different situation because those products that I use are a little too heavy to wear under makeup, but these two work really well under makeup. Let's talk about eyes, shall we? So I went on the internet and Googled makeup tips over 40, and here are some direct quotes that I found. Are you ready? Your days of glitter shimmer are over. Stay away from bright colors that make you look clownish. Move away from pastel palettes and opt for browns and grays. Don't use the heavy streak of Cleopatra black eyeliner that may have worked in the past. I am here to tell you, all of that is crap. If you like browns and grays and you want to stop wearing bright colors, go right ahead. You do you. Do what you like. Do what makes you feel good. If you like bright colors, wear bright colors. If you like glitter, wear glitter. These rules are obnoxious to me. I think it's insulting. I think it is anti-feminist. I think it is just a stifle on creativity and self-expression. I think they're horrible, horrible tips. And so here's how you deal with wearing bright colors and wearing glitter and shimmer and things over the age of 40. All it takes is a little bit of knowledge about how shade and light work to, I don't want to say trick the eye into seeing different things, but the way we perceive features and prominence and structure has to do with how light falls on objects and how shadows are created. So if we use shade and light, we can still wear bright colors. We can still wear glimmer and shimmery things. You just have to put that all in the right place. So the idea behind using shade and light to your advantage, it's the same kind of concept when you're dealing with contouring your face or anything like that. You are going to try to make dark or cast shadow on things that you want to take emphasis away from, things that you want to recede, things that you don't want your eye drawn to, things you want to be in the background. And then you're going to use lighter, brighter colors or shimmer for things that you want to highlight, things that you want to be prominent, things you want to draw attention to. So it's not that you can't wear shimmer. It's that you don't want to put shimmer any place that you don't want to draw attention to. So when we get to the 40 plus arena in the way our skin and our faces and our eyes are behaving at this age, generally you're not going to want to draw attention to the hood of your eye or the crease, because that's where we tend to be kind of droopier as we get older. That doesn't mean you can't wear shimmer, because where do you want to draw attention to? The center of your lids. You want your lids to pop and come forward, and that's the place where all the fun's happening. So it's not that you can't wear shimmer. The idea here is don't put shimmer into the crease or on the hood of your eye, because that's the area we generally want to draw attention away from as our eyes get kind of droopy. So in the crease and above the crease on the hood of your eye, that's where you want to use darker colors and matte shades, because that's going to help those areas to recede. It'll take emphasis off of the hood of your eye and make whatever you have applied bright colors or shimmer to pop. So we want the lids to pop, we want the hood of our eye to recede. So don't skip the glitter. If you like glitter and you like shimmer, you go nuts with that glitter shimmer. You put that all over your lids. Just in the center, the halo look can be a really nice thing. I've got a sort of a halo style going on now, and this is a combination what I did today of halo and the dome shape. Stephanie Lang likes to promote the dome shape for hooded eyelids. I'm wearing a shimmer, and I've actually got it going up into my crease and my dome on the hood of my eye right now. This is a NYX color that I really like. It is called Punk Heart, and let me just swatch it for you because it's gorge. Look at this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. But it's got some shimmer to it. It's kind of a satin. And today I used it in the halo shape, so kind of making a rainbow over my lid. And I brought it up into the dome shape, up onto the hood of my eye. And the dome shape helps to recede the hood, and because this is a really dark color, I can use it there. It's not drawing focus because I used a shimmer from Makeup Geek in the center of my eyelid, and that's what is coming forward. So use the darker colors to make the hoods of your eye recede, and use the bright colors and the glitters and the shimmers to make your eyes pop and bring forward the lids. And that's the only trick to it. Same with bright colors. Wear all the bright colors you want, but you probably have to keep them closer to the lid. The idea behind bright colors, it's not that you're stuck with browns and grays for the rest of your life. So when you're doing an eye look and you need a darker color to help make the hoods of your eyes recede, let's say you're doing a look based around shades of pink, then you use a darker matte pink in your crease and on the hood area as you blend into your transition out, and you use your brighter pinks and your shimmer pinks on your lid. That's all there is to it. You don't have to get rid of your colors. You can wear all the bright colors you want. Believe me, I wear all the bright colors I want. Last but not least, the eyebrows. Now, I do not do a ton of anything with my eyebrows. I pluck the egregious stray hairs, and that's really it. But the thing that has made me pay a little bit more attention to my eyes is that as we get older, our hair may start thinning, and I have noticed that most extensively in my eyebrows. And I have a little patch in this eyebrow that is sparse, and I can see skin behind my eyebrow hairs, which has never been a problem for me in the past. So like I said, you get older, things start to change. One way that you can help to give that structure to your face, because eyebrows really help give structure to the features of your face. And if your eyebrows are getting more sparse as you get older and you don't fill them in, you're going to lose the added help that your eyebrows give to defining that structure of your face. So all I do, and I really don't do much, is I fill them in with a little bit of powder or an eyebrow pencil, but I find that I'm really clumsy with the pencil and I tend to draw it too heavily, so I like powder. And I have two different favorites from the drugstore. I like the L'Oreal Brow Stylist, and this has a cream and a powder in it. It also comes with this adorable little tweezers and an adorable little spoolie, but I don't use those because they're tiny, but they'd be good for travel, I suppose. I tend to use the powder more than I use the cream, but all I do is I use this little brush. I think I got it from CVS. It's a Beauty 360 brush, just an angled, firm tipped brush. And I just use a tiny bit of powder and I just fill in the areas that are sparse in my brows. And my higher end, and actually my favorite, is an Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the Brow Powder Duo. And it's so pretty too. And it's just a little compact with your 2 tones of powder. So filling in those sparse areas can really help maintain the structure as your eyebrows lose hair. I finish it off with another Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that is the clear gel. It's kind of like mascara for your eyebrows, and I don't overdo it. I like to brush mine up and then just kind of tame them down. Brush up in the centers and tame them down. That's just my personal preference. I don't really have a brow routine. That's it. I've been asked to do videos on my brow routine, and I really don't have one. That's it. That's all I do. So I hope that is enough information about brows. If you would like to see a demonstration of how I do my brows, let me know in the comments, but there's really not a whole lot to it. So there you have it, my makeup do's and don'ts for over the age of 40. Now, that giveaway that I mentioned. So this awesome group of middle-aged beauties on YouTube, all over the age of 40, have put together this giveaway, and it will run monthly. It's the 12 months of beauty giveaway, and this month for August, it's running until August 19th, so you're going to want to get your entries in before August 19th if you would like to participate this month. And the prize this month is a $50 e-gift card to Ulta. So to qualify for this giveaway, you should look in the More box, the down bar below, and find the list of the Middle Aged Beauties participants and visit their YouTube channels. You should subscribe to each of their channels and leave a comment on your favorite video on their channels, and that will enter you into the drawing for this giveaway. You can find all of the details on Angel's channel, and I will post a link to her below along with all of the rest of the MAB group on YouTube. And that will get you entered into this month's giveaway. The next giveaway will start on August 20th, 2016, and I'll have details about that when the time comes. So if you would like to get in on the current giveaway for a $50 Ulta gift card, please check down below for the details. Visit all of the MAB YouTubers, subscribe to their channels, post a comment on your favorite video, and you will be entered into the giveaway for this month in the 12 months of beauty. This video has gone on far longer than I expected it to. Thank you very much for stopping by and spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you are inspired to do you, and you do you, and I'll do me, and we will all be happy being our best versions of ourselves. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.